Hey guys, what's going on? We're a couple of dudes making a company. We're
And
being
today, we're going to be making Death Butt.
tech. So show stats. We're gonna show stats really quick. So fame, Wikipedia page. Wealth, broke. Romance, Ellie, NRG. Autonomy 5 in beta. Military 8 in beta. Empathy 13 stable. Grace 17 very good. Relationship, Ziegler 25 bad. Ellie 78 great. Mark 75 great. Um.
Silas, great, 90%.
Wait, what? No, I want to be more great with Ellie, not Silas.
Okay, let's go for Ellie. Okay, chapter 1, chapter 2.
Okay, so
Let's hit neck, go back to show stats, and then they can see the 3.
yeah, we're starting this chapter, and now we're gonna show you. Pause the video right here and like right here, and then you can get caught up on what we've done, what we've been doing. If you want to continue, if you want to get caught up on what we've been doing. So yeah, without further ado, let's continue.
A year later, you find yourself on a flight to first meeting with a big client. You are 26 years old, and the year is 2021. The past year has been one of hard lessons for your business, and you often found yourself wondering if you would have made the same mistakes you would learn to run the business from Josh. Regardless, you've had to prove yourself that you've overcome your lack of experience by landing this big deal. In the LC, Ellie is fiddling with 3D models of energy on her tablet computer. Decided to leave Silas back at the office. He's not really suited to tense negotiation. Who is your big client? Spark Incorporated, maker of flying cars. Rudolph Ventures, a shipping company working the newly melted North Pole. Galen Medical, a company specializes in selling surgical equipment. A man in Shanghai who wants to negotiate the import of 10,000 robots. 10,000 robots? Let's go with that.
Yeah. Also, I was gonna say, a Spark maker of flying cars. We could go up front and ask him, hey, why don't the flying cars drive themselves? No, but yeah, we'll continue with this. The size of Mr. Sun.
This Mr. Sun's order is much larger than what you're used to dealing with, and you can't fill it without increasing your capacity. You're meeting with him in Shanghai to try and negotiate a delivery time and make sure the order is legit. How did you fund your company? So small companies are run entirely out of pocket, but even small unforeseen expenses can cause such a company to
spread.
Independently wealthy entrepreneurs like this option because how did you fund your company? I got a big loan to start Death Butt Tech. That sounds like it could fuck us over. I financed the company by selling shares in it. That sounds good.
Yeah. Also,
we might have to deal with shareholders in the future. No one likes that.
Also, I like how I can say I like how this is crossed off. It's kind of cool. What was I gonna say about wealth and butts? I was gonna say something. Death Butt Tech. Plus. Whoa.
What?
Nothing.
Whoa! Look at all the wealth.
I know, man.
What's our wealth now?
We're getting rich. Money. You will be astounded when the
initial investment money runs in. Suddenly, it seemed like you were worth millions. Your substantial fame helped quite a bit in procuring investment money, plus a shit ton of wealth. Let's see.
7 wealth, well off. That's a crap ton of wealth.
Selling shares in the company reduce your potential future earnings, since you should be entitled to more of the company's values and profits, but it also gives you much more breathing room when trying to grow the company. You open your laptop and go over your own presentation slides. The diagram showing the latest model of NRD doesn't have anything to give the audience a sense of current scale. To give the audience a sense of precise, you drop in a picture of a hobbit. NRD hasn't changed much in size since I built her. Bill Gates. NRD is less as a human now, so that models of her type are better could perform human tasks. A Rancor boxer so big she couldn't fit on the plane. Let's go for Bill Gates. Let's put Bill Gates in.
Yeah, because everyone knows that Bill Gates is a superior engineer.
I'm going to slit your throat.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna slap me.
I'm going to slap your. I'm gonna slit your slap.
I'm gonna slap your throat. Okay.
You celebrate NRG's first birthday with a new body the size of a human adult. NRG has since appeared to take more responsibility, to think for herself, and appears more fearless. +2 military autonomy, +2 military. However, you sometimes miss how cute she was when she was as a little thing. Minus empathy. She's just a little bit less steady when she walks. Minus grace. All right, I have two proposed improvements on NRG's design. Ellie says, which one do you think we should go with for this presentation? Ellie handed the design the tablet computer she's been fiddling with. Side by side, there are two 3D models that you can rotate and zoom with your fingers. One is sleek and has an Apple-type look to it. The prototypes hacked together parts have been replaced with smooth-like plastic shells, reminding you of Eve from Wall-E. The giants remind you of an armadillo shell. The other design is somewhat more startling because it's a model of a smiling woman. You want to check the ticky box for the skin layer to reveal the original batch name, along with Ellie's annotations for where the fake skin will be attached. NRG's wings are preserved, but rather than a thin membrane of your previous design, Ellie's design has the wings sporting a rainbow of feathers like a phoenix. You're impressed. Both sparkle in their own right. They also appear to be sound from an engineering point of view. Wow, you say. Sorry it's so last minute, Ellie says, but they're done before the meeting like I promised. Let's go with your first design, Ellie, the sleek one.
Human-like or sleek?
Sleek.
The ghost of Steve Jobs giving you thumbs up for the...
Giving the thumbs up for this one, she says, pointing to the white streamlined design.
You son of a bitch.
Thanks, Ellie says. I was going for an Apple-like look, but now I really had to deal with human joints. I hope they don't look too weird. They look great, you say, and you mean it. +3 grace. Ellie got this few screen pictures of the 3D model and sends them to you via local wire so that you can update your presentation with them. The success of your presentation now seems even more urgent now that you can see the amazing improvements you can make to NRG if you had the cash. There, you say. And you turn Ellie to give her opinion about the slide layout, but she is asleep. Citing Ellie as already, you close your laptop, nestle up against Ellie, and go to sleep. Aww. That's so cute.
Yeah. The last time I saw two girls cuddling was when Adam and Josh were cuddling.
Hey.
That was a cheap blow, I know, I'm sorry.
Shanghai is a chaotic city, a mix of completely unfamiliar signs. You can't read. Street vendors selling food you can identify, and the unsettling imitative. Ads for a product called the ep6 by a company called Apple. And a Disney-like full European castle that is your hotel. And pretending to a modern Western city, you think it has hit the uncanny valley. I haven't been here in a long time, Ellie says softly, looking around the city. Noticing anything different, you ask. There are a lot more skyscrapers, she says, and there are more Western luxury brands available for sale. The real thing, not just knockoffs. But I have also seen fewer street vendors and more people sleeping in alleyways. She seems wistful and sad.
Actually, that is true. Since my dad has been to Shanghai, the streets are chaotic as crap.
Yeah, didn't he send you like a picture of a nose once?
I think it was a thumb. It was a huge thumb.
It was something, and we were there.
Yeah. You find Mr. Sun on the 3rd floor of the office skyscraper.
33rd floor.
33rd floor of the office skyscraper. There is no
reception. Beyond the elevator's glass lobby, the somewhat heavy Chinese man is simply sitting in a lone desk in a giant room. As movers haul in finally attendants and other office supplies, the tracks from a vacuum cleaner are still visible on the floor. Hello, Miss Deathbutt, Miss Lau. Please have a seat. Mrs. Sun has a British accent, and she speaks English passively but carefully.
Are you regretting giving your last name Deathbutt?
Hello, Miss Deathbutt.
Hello, Miss Lau. Please have a seat.
The movers drop a swivel chair for you. They do the same for Ellie. As you sit, you notice Mr. Sun's desk is very clean, the pen sitting neat and untouched in a row next to a full pile of blank paper. His nameplate simply says Mr. Fun is Mr. Sun in a font that looks a little off somehow.
Mr. Fun.
F is for friends who do things together. U is for you and me.
As you can see,
I'm very busy moving into this new office, Mr. Sun says, so I hope we can settle this quickly. To be honest, I'm not certain why we are having this meeting. You cannot meet with every potential buyer personally, in fact, expect to stay afloat. We don't have the capacity to provide you with so many robots without opening our own factory, you say. And it's unusual for one person to want 10,000 robots. We were wondering what you all wanted them all for.
We're back.
Misunderstanding. 10,000 is unusual, he says, considering. Alright, just 10 then. 10 should be fine. Wait. I'd be happy to sell you 10,000 robots. Yeah, you still haven't said what you want them for.
Wait, did that 10,000 or what? Wait.
You still haven't said what you want them for.
Yeah. I still haven't. Still haven't said what you wanted them for. We are looking for creative law enforcement solutions.
Our strict experiments with capitalism has led to an inequality that breeds violence. We think your robots may be of use. So you work for the government, then, you say. Mr. Sun nods, as you say. In that case, I'd be happy to sell you 10,000 robots. Yeah, I'd feel more comfortable just selling you 10 robots.
Oh. So, I personally think we should sell them 10,000. This doesn't seem like he's using them for a bad cause.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't feel comfortable having an entire army of NRGs?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I'd feel more comfortable.
It diminishes her unique.
Yeah. I'd be comfortable selling you 10. Selling you 10 robots. Very well, Mr. Sun says. Shake on it. You think 10 robots probably doesn't affect the bottom line much?
It's only an idea with a big client to stay afloat as a company. He also appears to have learned of your missed opportunity through other business contacts, because shortly thereafter he has signed a deal. He has signed a deal with Mr. Sun. How infuriating. Who will you try to sell next? Let's go to surgical equipment.
Surgical?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why aren't your cars self-driving, actually? No. Okay.
Vice President of Galen is an old woman who claims that Papa is running the brains of executives there and insists on reading something printed out. You hand her your business plan and she dons her old horn-rimmed glasses to read it. When she gets you to your business revenue section, she chuckles a little. I will let you win a little tip, she says, because you were young and remind myself of my G, and because I'm retiring in 2 weeks. Yes, we are going to turn around and sell these for 100 times what you are charging here, so you may as well charge us more. You're a little stunned as you work out the implication. You're going to charge $100 million a robot? And that's cheap, she says lightly. Medical equipment is expensive. If you've been selling robots for any less, you probably didn't get buyers because they thought it was junk and mentally added the price of a lawsuit. When she studies your stunned expression, she adds, oh, I could sit here and talk for hours about how the economics of business is broken because of insurance and Medicare and so forth. But that's not really what you're here for, is it? Ellie gives you a look askance. I think what we're here for is changing the world, man. The technology would have more impact if it was available to more people around the world. Hell yes, let's be rich. Let's get Galen to argue to sell the robots at a more affordable price, but she said her price was on the cheap side. Let's increase the prices further. No, let's get the Galen to agree to sell the robots at a more affordable price. I mean, this will change the world, not to maximize my profit, you say. I'd rather Galen agree to lower its prices. The vice president of engineering is appreciative. I thought there wasn't anyone like you left in this industry. I can sign a contract like that, but there's too much risk to put cash up front. We'll do it, Ellie says, nodding to you. You can tell you've earned her respect with this transaction. You negotiate to a price that will be fair to the public, and condition that you will only see revenue once the bot starts selling. With the deal in hand, you can now build a robot factory. Where do you plan to build your factory? Detroit, Detroit, China, Silicon Valley, or Alaska? Let's go Silicon Valley. Hard to argue with the classics.
Yep. It's quite literally named after materials used to build more robots.
Yep.
The factory
in Sunnyvale, California is a little over the top when it comes to amenities. The stainless steel countertops look fit for a fancy new American restaurant, while the micro kitchens on the factory floor feature built-in espresso makers, refrigerators for the bottled water you will be accepted to provide to employees, and ice cream freezers for dessert treats. The real estate agent, dressed in t-shirt and shorts, still keeps talking about how all this is not quite as good as what they had at his former employer. He punted there's no space for a dedicated gourmet cafeteria, and there aren't as many parking spots that are electric vehicle ready. You think he's new at this real estate thing, but it's good to know the expectations of the tech workers in the area. The factory floor itself is a reconfigured sliding block puzzle of 3D printers, laserjet cutters, paint stations, and welding arms. This is a factory where every order might be customized to the individual customer's preferences. No question, this is gonna amazing be an amazing factory, but this is gonna be hella expensive. Sure, we'll take it.
Maybe you'll take a little.
No, we'll take it.
Sure, you'll take it.
You signed the paperwork for the Silicon Valley factory. Even to you, the numbers involved do not seem quite real. You have very little concept of whether or not your business will be able to supply the sort of revenue necessary to afford this place. -3 wealth. But you weren't afraid to dream big, and so you think your robots will benefit from the top-of-the-line facilities, +2 grace. So that the community know you'll be hiring soon, you're gonna ask me really taking away the contract. What kind of labor will you hire? Energy's model will perform all the labor, including supervision. Robots with human supervisors. Human labor at a market rate, rather low in this economy. Following Henry Ford's model, I will hire my human workers and pay them. Let's go with robots with human supervisors.
Robots with human supervisors.
We'll need a few local workers, yes, you say, mostly in supervisory roles. A factory like this still needs a large number of workers, even with automation. Your guy tries to correct you. I disagree, and your guy leaves dissatisfied. Minus another 2 wealth.
No.
Okay, what's our wealth?
No, is it minus? No, it's +2 wealth.
Oh, +2 wealth.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Fame,
Well off.
Wikipedia page. 6, well off. Okay, so we just dropped one. We basically just dropped 1 wealth.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I feel like an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Your factory requires a fair amount of time for work to make it suitable for deathbot tech, and you can find yourself needing to come in daily to examine wiring issues, fix problems in the design of the machinery, and get things ready to pass inspection. You find yourself spending long hours every day getting the factory ready, dealing with inspectors, government banks, officials, ballot sheets, make you more than a little cranky. You find yourself wishing you had the benefit of Josh Caesar's experience as a CEO. Ellie is a huge help with the mechanical and electrical work. Excuse me. And she also displays a keen sense of how people will use the place. She finds out places where human queues, lunchroom would cross and cause chaos, places where humans fixing the robots in the assembly line might be in danger, and places where the lighting would be too dark for supervisors to notice mistakes in the product. You think your robots will be more reliable as a result of her insights, +1 grace. What will your factory look like from a distance? The Sydney Opera House, geodesic dome. Let me look at geodesic dome.
Plaid, old factory, nothing much.
Oh, if you look up geodesic dome, it looks really cool.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right now because reasons. I'll be right back when I pull up the image of it. These are what geodesic domes are, basically, people. So I say,
Let's go for geodesic dome.
yeah, geodesic dome. Boom. Next.
Yeah, powerful dish. Okay. When your robots need and crave this information, now they will have it. Any robot inside the factory will be able to listen to satellite transmissions on this side of the Earth, or any wireless signal for miles. Plus, like, 5 autonomy. You're somewhat surprised at what gets transmitted unencrypted by nearby military bases. Maybe that will provide useful too someday. +2 military. But having so much information at their fingertips will come at a price. Namely, and as robots in your factory will also check their smartphone and opportune moments, being a little rude and absent-minded, minus grace, minus sympathy.
Okay.
Soon you have hired a handful of full-time technical employees from the area, and they help with the setup of the factory. They seem relatively pleased to be working with you, and one of them faces the problems with NRG's joints for free. +1 grace. You keep a skeleton crew at first because you expect to use your own robots as labor and bootstrap. As a result, getting to the production of the first robot takes someone longer than you expected. -1 wealth. But NRG is your prototype, and she gives you a fair idea of how your robot labor will go. She finds she is reasonably skilled at moving around the factory floor and manipulating tools. She is generally an obedient worker, and her aid leads to the factory being able to open a little ahead of schedule. +1 wealth. So we lost a wealth, then we gained a wealth.
Thanks, NRG. High five.
Finally, months after you've moved in, you are ready to pull the switch to set the factory in motion as your workers, Ellie, Mark, NRG, and various invited members of the press look on. Where all plastic lumps start their way down a conveyor belt, where industrial strength 3D printing has lower
Sorry about the
a masked
gas.
head. Another
What?
machine drills two large holes for the robot's cameras. The next machine pushes the hollow robot head onto its side, and a robot arm deliberately places the media-enhanced hard drive inside. At this point, the conveyor belt meets another that is supplying the Venetian masks, each decorated with a slightly different gold leaf pattern. Okay, I'm gonna look up what a Venetian mask is, because I still haven't.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll pull up an image of that too. These are what Venetian masks look like, people. These are Venetian masks.
Yeah.
So they look really cool. Okay, back to the game. Now, okay, there we go. A long line of plastic wings roll from another part factory meeting we heard about. Multi-tooled hands. And the fourth conveyor belt supplies the pieces.
A plastic shell for Ellie's redesigned exterior, each set in arranged in human form, like a strange exoskeleton. The four tributaries of parts meet in the center of your factory, where humanoid robot workers perform the complex task of assembling the parts into the final box. This final assembly line requires a great deal of careful manipulation of each part and adjustment to each robot's part subtle differences. This is the part that will be done by human later in the factory, but here your human employees only supervise the process, waiting for any robot malfunctions that would stop the line. For this particular run, they call a halt after the first robot rolls off the line, so you can celebrate. Ellie's graceful redesign looks beautiful. Your staff cheers. Ellie hugs you. Mark smiles as he fiercely takes down notes in his Chromebook, though you can't tell whether he's pleased with your work or his. +1 fame. My duplication appears successful, ma'am, NRG says. How do you feel about your first shipment of robots?
I yearn to see my creation spread to corners of the world.
God, I hope we don't go bankrupt.
I have a strange feeling about this. God, I hope we don't go bankrupt. First years of the company are terrifying.
Terrifying exercise and managing risk. You almost envy all of these people with steady jobs who know how much money they will make from year to year. You have scrimped and saved where you can, of course, +1 wealth. But you have a terrible feeling that forces beyond your control may dash your company against the rocks at a moment's notice. You shut out the line again and roll off the final assembly line. By the end of the day, you are standing here while you have over 200 robots, 256 to be precise, lined up in a square formation, 16 on a side, ready to be activated. Your lines from earlier the day is gathered there for well.
Wait, I'm gonna show stats because we haven't looked at them. Fame 6, Wikipedia page. Wealth 7, well off, romance LE. Autonomy stable, military stable, empathy stable, grace 22. So is it bad that our empathy is less than our military?
Yes.
Well, great. Good. Finally, assembly line. By the end of the day, you are standing in a large warehouse with over 200 robots. Okay. What will the protection models use for mines?
NRG's initial state, ready to learn and adapt to the client's need. But some methods on the client's part. Copies of NRG's mind as of today. They'll be a little confused at first when they realize they're clones, but they'll get used to it. These robots don't really need sentience. They're more traditional. Okay, NRG's initial state.
A bunch of clones.
That would be creepy.
No. You had a big red button.
What we're doing is creating. We're creating more children that may turn out to be eventual. Whatever.
Go! There's a big red button on the phone again that says go! Sending a wireless signal to power on the robots.
Hang on. Okay, Josh has to get on now, so we're gonna leave this video off here, guys.
We'll see you guys later. Goodbye!